Hi, welcome to ADHD TV with me, Jo Richards. So I'm just going through a series of different questions that I'm asked all the time, and I thought I would do some quick videos just to give you some more information, which hopefully will help you. So one of the questions that I get is, how do I go about getting a diagnosis? So for me, you can either do NHS or you can do private. Those are the kind of two options. For me, I did NHS. And so back when I was seeking a diagnosis, I managed to do some research. So I was obviously hyper-focusing all about ADHD, and I managed to do some research on how to get a diagnosis and piece together. It's a very neurotypical way they list all the information. It's really baffling and confusing. So after reading it about 14 times, I realised I could contact my doctors and actually do right to choose, which takes you out of the normal NHS pathway, and then you can select the provider. So I started looking at that. So I then discovered there are a couple of sort of main agencies. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I know there are more providers and more people providing this service. But the two that I came up with initially were ADHD 360 and Psychiatric UK. I opted for ADHD 360. I downloaded their template for the right to choose and then submitted it to my doctors, hoping that that would be all I needed to do. Unfortunately, what I discovered many weeks later, and that's because of time blindness, the classic ADHD problem, was that the information had been sent in, my doctors didn't know what to do with it, and so it just got sat in a pile waiting to be dealt with when someone figured out what to do, which is bizarre because obviously right to choose is a really common thing, but for some reason the right to choose with the ADHD side of referrals seemed to baffle everybody at my doctor's surgery. So after much toing and froing, at the same time, I'm also trying to get my children through the pathway. So I've got, and two different pathways, not just one. So I've got several phone calls, several pieces of paper, several people to contact. It was really, really challenging. All of my executive functioning pain was times a million because that's the tricky part, isn't it? That executive functioning is actually our challenge, yet we need to use executive functioning to be able to organise, categorise, chase people up, put things in the diary, make sure that things are on track. That's exactly what we're having a problem with, yet we're in this bizarre situation of, for you to get a diagnosis, if that's your problem, you have to go through that to get the diagnosis in the first place. It's bizarre. I would love to see a day where your screening is done in GP surgeries. So you go in for whatever reason, whether it's for you or your child, and you're asked to complete a questionnaire. That would be the future, and that would be completely amazing. When you start a workplace, screening's done. It can be, even if there was like a private link or a link to like ADHD 360, but all employees have to do it. So it doesn't go to the employer, it goes direct to ADHD 360. So there's some anonymity there. But that system is put in place would be phenomenal for everybody that is struggling with their executive functioning, and it is ADHD related. So I initially when I spoke to ADHD 360, there was an 8-week lead time, and we're going back quite a while now. By the time I managed to get back in contact with my doctors, obviously that's a 40-minute phone call just trying to get through to them, and doing that several times, getting through, getting cut off. Oh my gosh, the frustration, it was horrendous. To then spend quite a lot of time trying to tell them how to do, what to do and when to do it. That was really difficult as well, especially when you're a people pleaser like we are as ADHDers. And then eventually when they did do their end of things, that I spoke to ADHD 360 again, and they were like, oh no, it's now 12 weeks. And then I spoke to them again and they went, oh no, actually it's now 6 months. So absolutely devastated. It was such a horrendous experience. And I know for so many of us, some of us it's really, really easy. Some of us it's painful. It is painful. And I hope that now, with so many more people understanding that they have ADHD, that the process is becoming slicker and people are getting more used to helping people like us. And so that the systems and policies and everything that needs to be in place is done. Once I had got it all resolved and sorted, actually did complain to the medical commission, just because, and as I said to them, it's not for me, it's for the hundreds of people behind me that don't need to go through such a difficult, stressful situation just to get a diagnosis or just to get on the pathway for a diagnosis. So, and luckily my practice did ask me to give them some feedback and to have a meeting with their practice manager so they could put lots of things in place to make sure they were really, really ADHD friendly. So there was a really positive result coming out of that. So whatever you're doing, whichever surgery you use, please try and keep some sort of log of when you've rung them and when you're going to ring them back. And, you know, even if it's up on the fridge or something, just scribbled on a piece of paper, but just some sort of log so that you can keep some sort of timeline and that you know that you're able to chase it up. I hope you have a really positive experience. Can't be guaranteed, but it is worth it in the end. It is so, so worth it because it just gives you that missing puzzle piece, and awareness is really the golden key. So I wish you luck in your journey with your diagnosis. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.